talking. This is mad. This is very strange. I'll just do the classic boring stuff first of all. I'll just say thank you for coming. As cheesy as it is, it does mean a lot to us. Like Johnny said, there's people who travel from all over the world for this, so thank you. I'll try and keep my bit short as I can, so we can get on to the most important bit of the day, which is obviously the hog roast. We've tried to put into words how much each and every person here means to us in the messages on your table, so please do read those if you haven't already. But I just wanted to personally highlight a few specific people, starting with the bridesmaids, who all look amazing. I know you're supposed to say that in these speeches. I know you're supposed to say that, I am adamant some people lie, but luckily, I don't have to. Right, firstly, Jasmine, despite you actually falling asleep the first time that we met, the more we've hung out, the more I realised that was definitely a one-off, because you were always up for a party, albeit with occasional wine rage. But other than that, you are incredibly sweet. You mean so much to Louise. I know that we both can't wait to see you in the club now. And Sarah, it's nerve-wracking, isn't it? You and Jake are the sort of people that I envisage our children calling Auntie Sarah and Uncle Jake. Certainly you've both been in our lives for a long, long time. I'm going to cry, so stop. Martha, the one that I was warned to beware of introducing a girl to. I've known you longer than I've known Louise, and I know the dynamic of our friendship has changed in recent times, but you accepted Louise into your life, no questions asked, and now you two hang out all the time. Most of the time without me. But we both adore you, and I love that you two created a wonderful friendship of your own. And Maddie, you're the first friend of Louise's that she ever told me about. Since then, I've had the pleasure of living with you, partying with you and watching you walk down the aisle. It goes without saying for all the bridesmaids, but Louise has so much love for you, and so do I now too. And Alice, thanks for coming, mate. I know I was probably insufferable at times growing up, so thanks for not killing me at any point. We weren't always particularly close at points in our childhood, but I love that we seem to be getting closer and more like mates as the years go on. As weird as it is to say out loud, I do love you. You accepted Louise into our family, and there's probably a time when you spent more time with Louise than I did, which always helped me with knowing that she had a safe and welcome home to go to when she was up in London. So for all of that, thank you. Right, groomsmen. Matt, I know it's cliche, but I've got 3 people that I get to call my sisters, but never a brother. I think anyone... Oh, I'm not going to cry at you! What's going on? I think anyone who knows you would agree with me in saying that seeing the shift in your personality and you getting your spark back in recent years has been wonderful. You might have tiny little legs. You love your entire family and everyone close to you, something I really admire. And I'm definitely not jealous that you get to live my dream of being a footballer. So, a lot of what I said about Alex goes for you too. You've slotted into our family. And you're always brilliant when it comes to helping people in quite stressful situations. I know we're not officially related, but you and Matt are much of a set of brothers to me as I'll ever need. Right, best men. For those wondering why I've got 2 best men, while they're clearly wildly different in shape and size. They do love them both equally, very issues. Can I just start with a show of hands? Who here has seen Ted, or heard tales about him removing some form of clothing before? I pretty much guarantee that's going to go up by the end of tonight. Kids and taxi if you don't see that. The fact that we've gone from complete strangers to my mate's boyfriends to best mates to homeowners together, and now my best man, is quite the friendship. You never ever failed to make me laugh, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And I know only really friends mean to get close to Louise, but... and Nikki, I know I use and abuse your handyman skills, but I hope you know how much you do mean to me. We connect on a level that is more than just your average mate. You've helped me through some tough times, and I hope you know that Louise and I will always, always be there for you too. And for anyone in the room who's yet to meet Nikki, I really urge you all not to ask what he does for a living. Because we'll be trapped for about an hour. Johnny and Emma, the creators of the greatest of all creations. When I first met Louise and she told me about her parents, that her dad was this international Premier League, Champions League goalkeeper, I didn't expect it was going to end up with me getting roped into lugging around dead sheep in wheelbarrows on a so-called farm in the middle of nowhere, New Zealand. But I really wouldn't change a thing. Johnny, you've welcomed me into your home. You've taught me about properties, about finances. I would say cars, but I still know nothing about them, and I'm not entirely sure you do either. But you have taught me about unconditionally loving and supporting those closest to you, about compromising on life decisions, and the importance of never going to bed without making up after an argument. Johnny, I promise to lay my life on the line to protect your daughter if I have to. Challenge, you said. Never let anything bad happen to her. And Emma, most people here will know how much input Emma's had in today. Some might say too much. But today really is Emma's big day, not just because it's her actual birthday along with the others in the room, but because I've never seen somebody so excited for someone else's wedding. But seriously, I can think of a million things to say thank you for. And I know today officially makes me your son-in-law, but I have always and will always consider you a friend. That's great. Right, my parents.
This is going to get you.
Mum, again, I know it's cliche, but I know I've not always been the easiest to deal with. I can only apologise for the outburst and the hissy fit, so through. But I'm incredibly grateful for everything. You let me have my freedom growing up. Don't look me in the eyes. You let me have my freedom growing up. You allowed us to explore the world as a family. There's always a loving household to come back to. You've never shown anything other than unconditional love to me and to Louise.
I'm gone.
So thank you.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I cried too.
Oh no, it's not as bad. And Dad, all I've ever wanted to do is just be like you. My career decisions have been because I want to follow in your footsteps.
You've got this, Christian.
I'm going to do your bit. Don't worry, we're at the end. Don't worry. And I will not stop working hard and hopefully you can be proud of me. I know life hasn't been the easiest in recent years. But I hope you know that we'll always be here for you. And I love you both so much. Lulu, I wrote down that I'll inevitably cry during this bit. Right. The day I met you, more than a decade ago, I went home to my university halls and I told Lucy that I'd fallen in love with this beautiful New Zealander. And what? Yeah, I'm not going to look at you. And while I was half joking at the time, nothing's really changed since that day. I've loved you every single moment of every single day since. Struggling this out now. Some people will be aware that I've had a few struggles over the years, and at my lowest, you were always by my side. Well, I know, I do now.
Yeah.
You are genuinely the reason I'm still knocking about on this planet. So for that, it makes me realise those things you said before. I'll be forever grateful. I'll be fine now. You've given me so much purpose in life. I want to succeed for us. I want to start a family. I want to live in a little country cottage with 11 children, and a horse and a dog. Everything you deserve. And I'll not stop working hard until we've achieved everything we want to achieve together. You've been through your own ups and downs and tricky times, but I'm always in awe of the way you embrace everything that's thrown your way. You inspire me every day, and there'll never be a day that I'll tell you I love you. As weird as it is to lay your emotions out in a room with 100 people, you are an amazing partner. You are incredibly beautiful. You're going to be an amazing mum and an amazing wife. So everyone please raise a glass. To my favourite person in the world, to Louise.
I'm done. Well done.